Hello everybody, happy Saturday morning makes and welcome in to Christmas Makes 2022 also. I am starting kind of a new series. It's still going to be on Saturday mornings or possibly Saturday afternoons as this one is today. For the next 8 weeks, I have commitments, family commitments in the morning on both Saturdays and Sundays. And so my videos have to shift to the afternoon. It's the only way I can make my life work. So I'm just letting everybody know that for the next 8 weeks, I will be doing afternoon videos either on Saturday or Sunday, just depending on how the weekend goes. So I just wanted to let you know that. But today I'm coming in and I'm starting a series where I'm going to try and show you guys my Christmas tags. And as I show them to you, I'm going to do a small tutorial to show you how I made them and the products that I used. So I'm starting today with this video showcasing a die that I got, I think, either last year or the year before. This is an Anna Wight die. So let me show you the packaging. This is one of Anna's dies. Hello, Anna. Happy weekend. This is called the Snowflake Frame. It's die 1033-0. And this is, of course, from IO Stamps. So iostamps.com is their website right there. And this is what it looks like. And I want to show you the tag that I made with it. So there's the die. And then this is the tag that I'm making, okay? And it's this die has the most beautiful detail to it. I hope you can see that. And I'm making these into little snowflake Christmas tags, okay? So this is what they look like when they're done. And I just think they turn out so cute. And I'm, of course, using my favorite Peachy Keen face stamps. I'm using both the Jill's Favorites assortment as well as some snowman sets that are also from Peachy Keen. So the beautiful ink color that you see here, this light blue ink, is called Speckled Egg. And this is a distress ink from Tim Holtz. Tim, I love this color. And this is just a little sample, you know, one of the little, here, let me pull that apart. It's just a little tiny ink cube, okay? So I don't use a ton of colored ink. I do use it, but not a ton of it. I use a lot of brown and black, but not as much colored ink. So a lot of times, all you need to invest in is a small cube. You don't need a huge pad unless you think you're going to do backgrounds and use a ton of ink all the time to do different mixed media and things like that. If you just do smaller projects, a little ink cube will usually last a very long time. So I just wanted to mention that, especially for those that are new to stamping. I get a lot of comments saying I'm brand new and the tips and tricks that I share help you out. So I'm trying to share more information as I do my videos. So anyway, this is the die. This is the tag that we'll be creating, and you can do it 2 different ways. In this tag, there's 3 layers, and in this one, there is only 2 layers, and the face is a little bit bigger, okay? And I love these expressive faces from Peachy Keen that are a little bit bigger in size. So the face that I used on this tag, which is the 2-layer tag, is this face right here with the green eyes. And I colored the eyes blue for this one to match with the blue ink. And my little Let It Snow tag, which is from LOTV, from Lily of the Valley Stamps in the UK, or LOTV Digishop on Etsy. So this is a Peachy Keen set called PK 1881 Ornament. It's a 1 1/8 inch face set. Okay, this is in her store, I believe, currently, and I think I've had this since last year, and I made something with it last year. But anyway, I used it again this year, and it's the center of this tag that just has the 2 layers. And then for the one that has this 3-layer one, uses this set, the Snow Face assortment, which is PK 520. Okay, and the one that I used is this one here. I'm going to zoom out here. So it's this one here, and it is a 3/4 inch size. So any 3/4 inch face stamp that you have could be used. Okay, so the one that's on the 3-layer tag is a 3/4 inch face stamp. The one that is on the tag with the 2 layers is a 1 1/8 inch face stamp. But really you can take any face stamp and set it on whatever your die cut looks like and decide whether you like the size of the face on there. But those are the products I used to make this. I wanted to show you really quick. I do have both stamped versions as well as digital versions of a lot of the different tags from LOTV DigiShop, as well as their polymer stamps from Lily of the Valley. So I just wanted to show you that those are on my desk. At Christmas time, I always have all their stuff around me. Behind me on the floor, I have 3 bins that have all of my stamps and different things that I use for Christmas. So they're already out and behind me, and I just thought I'd show you that those are on my desk, and that's where I got this little Let It Snow tag that is on here to finish it off. And then this is a little garment pin. I just keep, oops, sorry you guys, I keep a jar of these on my desk, so I always have garment pins. I choose to just buy one color, which is bronze, but you can also get them in all sorts of different colors too. So, but anyway, this is just so fun. I think these turned out so cute. So I thought what we would do is I would just show you the snowman ones and the products I used for the snowman ones, but that I would actually make a different version of it to show you. So to finish off the products, the dies that you're going to need to make the actual tag are, again, this one that I already showed you, the Snowflake Frame. You're going to need a set of circle dies that has a circle die that will fit this circumference of the frame, okay? And let me see, I never have a ruler when I need it. And I don't, let's see, maybe I can do it this way. Let's do it this way. So the die that I used, the circumference of the die is, what is it? It's a 1 1/2 inch circle, or 1 3/4 inch. So this is a 1 3/4 inch circle die. But if you have a snowflake die, any snowflake die that you have, you of course are going to fit the circle to whatever die that you have. The other die that I used is the smallest one of these scalloped circle dies from My Creative Time. They're called the Pretty Scalloped Circle Dies. Okay, so the one that I used again is this smallest one. Okay, so those are the dies that I used to create the tag, and I showed you the LOTV DigiShop, the little tiny sentiment, the Christmas sentiment tags. I used those, and then I wanted to show you really quick what the die looks like. This is what the snowflake die looks like. It is an intricate die, so you are going to want to have a metal plate when you are die cutting this, or you can use a cardstock shim on top of your plate to just add extra pressure, and you can use up to 1 or 2 of those, whatever you think you need, in order to get it to completely die cut really cleanly, okay? But a metal shim works great. You run it through, run it back, and you've got a beautiful die cut, okay? So this is what the die looks like, and again, this is the one that is from I.O. Stamps and Anna Wight. All right, so those are the supplies. So I'm gonna set the snowflake ones up here so you can still see them a little bit. But what I thought we would do for the tutorial is to actually create a gingerbread snowflake, or kind of almost like a gingerbread cookie that is a snowflake. So I went ahead and cut all the die cuts out of craft cardstock. This happens to be cardstock from Paper Tray Ink. It's their craft brand, but any craft cardstock would work. And you're going to actually be stamping the face for this one on this size. And then if you wanted to just do a bigger face, you could do a 2-layer tag like I did here with a bigger ginger face. But for my purposes today, I'm just going to show you how to make the 3-layer one time. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is pick an ink to edge your die cuts with. I'm going to use this Tea-Dye Distress ink, okay, because it's one that I have right here and handy. And then you're going to need some sort of a dauber to get the ink onto your die cut, okay? So we've already die cut these beautiful snowflakes, and now I'm just going to take my die ink and I'm going to edge this. And this helps give the die cut some depth. And I think it just adds a lot. Anytime you ink something, it brings out the detail in the die cut, especially with this beautiful pattern that Anna created on the die with all the little dots and, you know, different markings on here. I hope I'm staying in frame, you guys. It is very hard to film process videos for me. I don't do it often enough, but hopefully I'll get better as I continue to do it with you guys. All right, so that has just a little bit of inking. I'm going to try and get the full circumference of this circle. There we go. And I think that looks pretty good. All right. When you're inking a flimsy die cut, always put your finger underneath the area that you're inking, or lay it down onto a surface. I actually have a little inking area over here on my desk, and I can lay it down on there and then just ink over it like this. So that's an easier way to do it. But I try to bring things close to the camera when I'm filming so you can see what the heck I'm doing. So we have that one done. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. We'll just do a little bit of inking around the outside. Okay, and this is that little 1 3/4 inch. Let's measure it after it's die cut. Is it still 1 3/4? It's more like a 1 1/2, or maybe just a little bit over 1 1/2 inches when it's all die cut out. So if you had a punch, you could use a punch to cut circles if they'll fit within the circumference of your snowflake. And again, any snowflake die I think could be used to do this, as long as it has kind of a base that allows you to put a circle in it. All right, so there's that. And then I'm going to also ink the edges of this little scalloped one, which again is a die cut from my creative time. Miss Emma's shop. Hello to Emma. I am looking forward to her next release that's coming out. I think it's next weekend. And I'll be guest designing again. She's lost some design team members. And it's hard with this pandemic. There's still a lot of people ending up sick and having to take breaks. And, you know, all the businesses around us are shorthanded, so it's hard for them to do shipping and everything. It's just harder. Business is just harder right now. So I try to remember that and thank the business people that are providing us with products and everything, because it's not an easy time for any business that's, you know, trying to stay afloat here, especially when you can't get labor to do the work. So, so here we have, this is my Jill's Favorites assortment, and I thought I would pull this out to do the ginger faces. So I'm going to pick a face that will fit, and this is what I mean about these stamps. You can just take the stamp, and depending on what you're trying to fit, you can decide which one you think works the best. I think I'm going to use this one here. I love this face. It's one of my favorites. So you pick out which face you're going to use, and then double check that you like the sizing of it. I think I do like that. Is that the one I want to use or do? Yeah, I think for the purpose of this video, we'll just go with it. So I am going to stamp this in black just so that it will show up really good. Sometimes when I'm doing gingers, I will stamp them in brown. But since I'm already edging everything in brown, I'm going to go ahead and use black. The ink I'm using today is VersaFine. I normally would be using Memento, but unfortunately my Memento ink pad needs to be re-inked, or I'm going to have to get a new one. Because it is just, I think the heat here that we've had the last few weeks has just dried it up too much. So anyway, you're going to very lightly tap. When you're stamping faces, a light hand, light pressure is best. If you press too firmly, you're going to overstamp, which is when it gets kind of smushed out instead of being clear and crisp. So there's my little face, okay, and that's what it looks like. And then I always like to decorate the face. So let me put this back here in my stamp set and set this aside. I always like to do a little bit of decorating to the face itself. So I usually take some sort of a blush marker, or you can use chalk if you have it. You can get blush from the Dollar Tree, anything that you have that can create some little cheeks. And I am just going to add some blush in here. This is what's easiest for me today. I do have some other products to use for doing cheeks, but I just don't have them around me today, and I wanted to get this video filmed, so I'm just using what I have. And I'm a big proponent of making do. I think you can end up with a cute outcome lots of different ways. So I'm going to go ahead and just outline a little bit of white on here. It just helps the face to pop out, okay? And then once that Copic marker dries, I'm actually going to come in here and do the cheeks one more time. And you can play around with your marker. You may want to go slightly darker to get a more pink cheek if you really want a rosy cheek for Christmas time. But there you go. There is your cute little, whoops, I'm off frame. There's your cute little face, okay? So, and you can see the difference on white versus the craft cardstock. So I might want to go a little bit darker to get a more pink cheek. It just depends on what you like. But so this is what we have now. We have these 3 pieces. So the next step then is to go ahead and put it together. And I like to make sure that the part that has the 2 little things sticking out and is the bigger one, there's slightly bigger, and then the next one is a little bit smaller on either side. And, you know, the pieces don't go up. So I like to put that at the top. And so I set that so that that's at the top, and then I want to go ahead and put some pop dots on the back of the main circle. Oops. We'll put one in the center too, and you're going to just pop these off. Now these are Christmas tags that are going to be possibly hung on a tree for years, or you know, used on a gift. So I do like to add a little bit of glue, and sometimes I'll even put it under the foam tape, but I'm going to just add a little glue like so. I'll put a little bit just kind of next to these, and sometimes I'll put it on there before I actually stick the dimensionals on there, just because you want this to hold up. So then you're going to fit this onto the tag. Whoops, I gotta have it right side up here. So I'm sure I'm centering this. And you'll have a few seconds to move it around with that glue on there. That's what the glue does. It helps give you a little bit of free time. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and pop up this piece too. So here's the little face we did, and I'm just gonna put 2, maybe I'll do 3. Can I fit 3? Yeah, I think I can. So we'll do 3 so it's nice and sturdy. And again, I should have done the glue first. I'm just not thinking on camera here. It's smarter to do a little bit of glue and then do the dimensionals and then do a little more glue. All right, and that way you're sure that it's not going to come off. All right, oops. All right, so there's the top of my tag. You can see that these ones go up and these ones go sideways. So I want this top piece up at the top. Or one of the top pieces up at the top, and then I'm just going to center the 3rd layer on here, and we have our little gingerbread tag. Isn't that sweet? Oh my goodness, I just love gingerbread. And then I thought what would be cute on these is these little Lily of the Valley ginger tags that say 5-cent gingerbread cookies. And let me see if I can grab the folder for that and show it to you. These are back in stock at Lily of the Valley right now. I'm reaching behind me here. So these are back in stock if they haven't sold out this week. Yesterday there was a release at Lily of the Valley on Friday, August 12th, 2022. And these were all back in stock. So if you were looking for this heart sentiment stamp that's called Baked with Love Tags, okay, this is the name of it, Baked with Love Tags. And this is Lisa's shop, Lily of the Valley in the UK, but it's also on Etsy called the LOTV Digi Shop, and I will link it down below. But I'm using this little 5-cent gingerbread cookies tag. So I stamped that out. These are a beautiful photopolymer set. I love that Lily of the Valley does shipping where they only use paper, so it cuts down on the plastic in the world, and I love that about them. I love people that ship really simply because it does save the earth, and Lisa's very cognizant of that, and she does ship in these beautiful envelopes. So this is the other set that came out last year that I just love, which is for cocoa and gingerbread. And so I also use these a lot at Christmas time. So those 2 sets are available. So we're going to cut this little tag out right here. And these are easy to cut out. Anytime you're going to do fussy cutting, just cut around the item, get it out of the paper first, and then you can go ahead and cut it out. And you're going to want to turn the paper as you're cutting. So don't turn your scissor, turn the paper, okay? And if you miscut, like if you leave some white on, you can always go back and trim after. But what I usually do is I get it out of the, I do my first cut and then I go back and I look at anything that I maybe didn't trim as well as I would like. So, and then of course we're going to ink it with the same brown ink that we inked the, there we go, there's a little bit of white there. All right, so I'm going to take that same brown ink, if I can find my dauber. There it is. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and use our Distress ink again, really quick. I'm at 20 minutes, so I'm going to try and just finish this really quick and get off because I'm trying to make these not be too long. All right. So we inked that up, and you could even take, what I usually like to do is to add a little color to these. I just take a little red Copic marker. Let's see, let's try a lipstick red. This is R27 or cadmium red. And I'm just going to take and dot the O's in the word cookies so that they have some red in them. Yeah, that looks cute. And maybe I'll get the D in gingerbread and the B. Yeah. There we go. It just adds a tiny little bit of color. I don't know if you can see it very well, but there's a little bit of red color in there. So there you have your little gingerbread tag. And I think with some red string, if we add that there and you know, we'll punch our little hole and put a red jingle bell. There we go. Like that. We have our little hole, and then we need our little grommet pin, if I can find it. It's so funny when you're on camera, things just disappear as you're trying to do stuff. There we go. So we'll do this, and then we'll just get a little bell, a little jingle bell. Let's see what I have in here that's red. I think we want a nice bright red one. That'll be cute. I don't know if that size will go on. We might need to do that size. One of those will work. All right. So then what you do is you put the bell on first. Let's try this one. That's cute. Okay, so we'll use a little bell and then put our little tag on. Okay, and that's all ready to go. And then we just need to add some sort of twine. And I think I have from Hobby Lobby on clearance. This is either Hobby Lobby or it's Michael's clearance from last year. I got this beautiful gingerbread and red twine, and I think that will be perfect, or craft in red. And I thought this would be really cute on these tags. So I'm just going to cut a piece of the twine like this. And anytime you're doing a tag where it's kind of delicate here, what I do is I put the twine through the delicate area and gather your twine up like this. And then instead of trying to make the knot through the thing, I just tie a knot in the twine and bring it down to the base of where you have your twine inserted, if you will. So I just do that to make the knot, okay? And then I will also a lot of times knot the top part also. And you can put the tag in one of two locations. You could put it at the top in the top knot, or I like to just take the grommet pin, or the garment pin rather, with the little tag, and just feed it through the knot that I created. But you could do it a couple different ways. You could also hang it down here if you wanted, and just have it be hanging down. you know, with your little, and you could even do it the opposite way, like put, let's do it this way. We'll try something different on this one. So we could put the bell there. It kind of covers up the 5 cents if we use that size. I don't know if this size will fit on here. Let's see. Yeah, so we could use a littler bell if we wanted. There we go. And you could actually just hang this or even use a jump ring. Now my jump rings are in the basement, so I can't show that to you right now, but I'll show you. You can hang this from the bottom of the tag and have it look like that. So, and if you use a jump ring, the area that it's hanging down will be smaller because it'll just be a jump ring with the tag and the thing hanging down. So that could be really cute, especially if you're going to dangle this from a Christmas bag or put it on a package. And if you want to add a little more color around here,